So in the purport, Prabhupada says this is a description of the history of the universal creation. It's a very simple 2-3 sentence by the Lord, but everything is there. The details you can unlock from this. The first cause is the Lord Himself, the Supreme Person. From Him Brahma is created, and Brahma takes charge of the affairs of the universe. The universal affairs of the material creation depend upon the material energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is therefore the cause of the material creation. The entire cosmic manifestation is described herein as Guna Vigraha, the form of the Lord's qualities. From the cosmic universal form, the first creation is Lord Brahma, who is the cause of all living entities. Okay, so next text 4950.
Savayada Mahadevo Mama Viryopa Brahmhitaha Mene Kilam Ivatmanam Udyanta Swarga Karmani Atame Abhito Devas Tapo Atapyata Darunam Nava Vishwasvajo Yushman Yenadav Asrajat Vibhuhu.
When the chief Lord of the universe, Lord Brahma, Swayambhu, having been inspired by my energy, was attempting to create, he thought himself incapable. Therefore I gave him advice, and in accordance with my instructions, he underwent extremely difficult austerities. Because of these austerities, the great Lord Brahma was able to create 9 personalities, including you, to help him in the functions of creation. Alright, so Brahma is empowered, and Prabhupada wants us to understand that you cannot do it without austerities or tapasya. And the tapasyas you do must be for pleasure of the Lord. Otherwise it's not effective. Your austerities in the material world will give you something material, but it also will cause problems. Right? So then he says the more you engage in austerities in Krishna consciousness, the more you become powerful by the grace of the Lord. So as devotees, we take austerities for the pleasure of the Lord. That's 51.
Esha Pancha Jana Sangyanga Dubhita Vai Prajapate Ashikni Nama Patnitve Rajesha Pratigruhyatam.
Oh, my dear son, Daksha Prajapati Panchajana has a daughter named Asikni, whom I offer to you, so that you may accept her as your wife. This is his second wife. The first wife he couldn't create properly, so he prayed to Vishnu. Text 52.
Mithuna Vyavaya Dharmastvam Raja Sargam Imam Punaha Mithuna Vyavaya Dharminyam Bhurisho Bhavishyasi.
Now unite in sexual life as man and woman, and in this way by sexual intercourse you will be able to beget hundreds of children in the womb of this girl to increase the population. So she is a special girl for creation. So in the last sentence of the first paragraph, Prabhupada writes, therefore the Lord told Daksha in this verse, this girl is offered to you only for sex life to beget children, not for any other purpose. She is very fertile, and therefore you will be able to have as many children as you can beget. Then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur remarks in this connection that Daksha is given the facility for unlimited sexual intercourse. In Daksha's previous life, he was also known as Daksha, but in the course of performing sacrifices, he offended Lord Shiva, and thus his head was replaced with that of a goat. Then Daksha gave up his life because of his degraded condition. But because he maintained the same unlimited sexual desires, he underwent austerities by which he satisfied the Supreme Lord, who then gave him unlimited potency for sexual intercourse. It should be noted, next paragraph, that although such a facility for sexual intercourse is achieved by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this facility is not offered to advanced devotees who are free from material desire. So there's a difference now. So then Prabhupada compares him with Kardama Muni in the next paragraph to show how Kardama Muni, after he gave some children to Devahuti, he left to take sannyas, like that. In the last paragraph, Prabhupada writes, one should not think that Daksha received the favor of the Lord by receiving the facilities for unlimited sex. So there are many unscrupulous people who are thinking like that. Later verses will reveal that Daksha again committed an offense, this time at the lotus feet of Narada. Interesting, na? So the first time he offended Shiva, now he offended Narada. So he's offending all the brothers now. Therefore, although sex life is the topmost enjoyment in the material world, and although one may have an opportunity for sexual enjoyment by the grace of God, this entails a risk of committing offences. Daksha was open to such offences, and therefore, strictly speaking, he was not actually favoured by the Supreme Lord. One should not seek the favour of the Lord for unlimited potency in sex life. So does that answer your question? Yeah. Yeah. Because he wanted to enjoy materially, so that makes one become proud, think they are able to do, Later on you'll see Daksha talks just like that to Narada Muni. He's very proud of his austerities and everything. Yeah, so that means things with material desires, and so he's not advanced.
He calls not moving all kind of names.
Yeah, that's right.
Gossip monger and all that.
Yeah. It's very nasty. Text 53.
Vatto adastat prajas sarva mithuni bhuyamaya madiyaya bhavishyanti harishyanti cha me balim.
After you give birth to many hundreds and thousands of children, they will also be captivated by my illusory energy and will engage like you in sexual intercourse. But because of my mercy to you and them, they will also be able to give me presentations in devotion. So they can still worship him. Text 54.
Shri Shuka Uvacha Ityukta Mishatastasya Bhagavan Vishwabhavana Swapnopalabdhrita Eva Tatraivantarddade Harihi.
Shukadev Goswami continued, after the creator of the entire universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, had spoken in this way, in the presence of Prajapati Daksha, he immediately disappeared as if he were an object experienced in a dream. Text. Huh?
So is it that Daksha, though he was not very advanced, Lord still appeared before him? So does it just show that even if you have material desires and you please the Lord, he will reciprocate?
Yeah, akama, sarvakama, mokshakama, udarati. So he will give. It depends on the living entity, right? If he is sincerely wanting to go back to Godhead, but because of weakness he falls down or does, then the Lord will intervene differently. But here Daksha has a strong desire to do as a Prajapati.
the service.
Huh?
Do the service.
Do the service, but he actually is attached to that service as well. He doesn't want to go back to Godhead. Whereas Kardama Muni wasn't he had some inclination, but he was more interested in going back. Yeah, so there's a difference there. Yeah, that's a difference.
He wanted Lord as his son.
Huh?
He wanted Lord as his son.
No.
Pradam.
No, yes, but then that wasn't. If you read, Prabhupada explains that he had some inclination, but at the same time he was more interested in pleasing the Lord. Here Prajapati Daksha wasn't interested in pleasing the Lord so much as he was more interested in him having the ability to create. As Prabhupada says, he was more interested in the material things rather than the spiritual side. Yeah. But at the same time, he is one of the Prajapatis, like demigod. So generally they worship Narayana also. And so in this case, he pleased the Lord by his worship for a material thing. So the Lord came to give him that. Yeah. But you must understand, he is also coming in the line of who? Which? No, Prajapati Daksha is its son of who?
Brahma.
No, Pracheta. Who are the Pracheta's descendants? Dhruva Maharaj. What do you all listen? The lineage, so therefore they are also very glorious. They have the potency to go back to God, all of them. So therefore he is very exalted in one sense, but he has strong material desires which overwhelms his true desire to go back to God. Text 1 in chapter 5.
Shri Shuka Uvacha Tasyam sa panchajanyam vai Vishnumayopa brahmitah Haryasva samjnana ayutam Putran ajanayat vibhuhu
Srila Sukadeva Goswami continue, impelled by the illusory energy of Lord Vishnu, Prajapati Daksha begot 10,000 sons in the womb of Panchajani. Ashikni, my dear king, these sons were called the Haryashvas. 10,000 sons. Cannot figure, huh? Huh?
Yeah.
No, the way they give birth is different from, these are all like demigods, so don't have that vision seeing in the hospital or whatever. Okay, these are demigods. They are all very powerful. They can think and the child can be delivered like that. No labor like you and I, we all go through in different lives like that. It's different.
First time parents education.
Text 2.
Apratag dharmashilaste Sarve dakshayana nrapa Vitra prokta praja sarge Pratichim prayayurdisham
My dear king, all the sons of Prajapati Daksha were alike in being very gentle and obedient to the orders of their father. When their father ordered them to beget children, they all went in the western direction. Text 3.
Tatra narayana saras Tirtam sindhu samudrayo Sangamo yatra samuhan Muni siddha nishevitam
In the west, where the river Sindhu meets the sea, there is a great place of pilgrimage known as Narayana Saras. Many sages and others advanced in spiritual consciousness live there. So I don't know whether it's in the earthly planet or it's in the Bharat Varsha. Text A 4 to 5.
तद् उपस्पर्शनात् एव विनिर्धूतमलाशयः धर्मे पारमहंसे च प्रोत्पन्नमतयोऽप्युत तेऽपि रेतप एवोग्रम् पित्रादेशेन यन्त्रिताः प्रजा विवृद्धया यत्तान् देवर्षेस्तान् ददर्शः.
In that holy place, the Haryashvas began regularly touching the lake's waters and bathing in them. Gradually becoming very much purified, they became inclined toward the activities of Paramahamsas. Nevertheless, because their father had ordered them to increase the population, they performed severe austerities to fulfill his desires. One day, when the great sage Narada saw those boys performing such fine austerities to increase the population, Narada approached them. Text 6-8.
उवाच चात हर्याश्वाः कथं श्रक्ष्यत वै प्रजाः अदृष्ट्वान्तं भुवो यूयम् बालिशाबतपालकः ततैकपुरुषं राष्ट्रम् बिलं चादृष्टनिर्गमम् बहुरूपं स्त्रियं चापि उमां सम्पुंश्चलीपतिम् नदीम् उभयतो वाहाम् पञ्चाद्भुतं गृहम् क्वचिद्धंशं चित्रकथम् क्षौरपव्यं स्वयं भ्रमी.
Great sage Narada said, "My dear Haryashvas, you have not seen the extremities of the earth. There is a kingdom where only one man lives and where there is a hole from which, having entered, no one emerges. A woman there who is extremely unchaste adorns herself with various attractive dresses, and the man who lives there is her husband. In that kingdom there is a river flowing in both directions, a wonderful home made of 25 materials, a swan that vibrates various sounds, and an automatically revolving object made of sharp razors and thunderbolts. You have not seen all this, and therefore you are inexperienced boys without advanced knowledge. How then will you create progeny?" So Narada Muni is very tricky. He gives this wonderful allegorical, just like he did with their great grandfather Prajinaharba, Vashit. And so here again he is doing the same thing. So the boys are not foolish, they are very intelligent. So then they realize what this allegory is, or the analogy here. So quickly they will realize as we read further. So when Narada Muni saw these Haryashvas, he realized they were very ripe for picking, ready for, fruit is ready for plucking. So he wanted to make them all into devotees. So he said, they are going to waste their lives getting into Grihastha ashram. With that come so many other problems. So he what is the goal of bringing creation? For them to go back to Godhead. So therefore he decided, I will help them. So in the purport, this third sentence almost, Prabhupada writes, through this analogy, Narada Muni asked them to consider why they should follow their father's order to be entangled in family life. That was the subtle thing. Indirectly, he asked them to find within the cause of their hearts the situation of the Supersoul, Lord Vishnu, for then they would truly be experienced. So then in the next paragraph, in the dark world of family life, one is always full of anxiety because of having accepted a temporary body. If one wants to free himself from this anxiety, one should immediately leave family life and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Vrindavan. Narada Muni advised the Haryashvas not to enter household life. So indirectly he told them, don't. Since they were already advanced in spiritual knowledge, why should they be entangled in that way? It is interesting because Narada Muni also said same thing to Priyavrata. But at that time who intervened? Lord Brahma intervened and said, no, you should. And gave him blessings. But in this case, nobody intervenes Narada Muni because they already, every affair in the world is properly situated. So these boys are ready to go back to Godhead.
They're already purified.
Yeah, they're already ready only. Only thing now is that they have to connect with Supreme Lord and go into a pure devotional service. So therefore he intervenes. And then you can say what is the highest principle, right? Duty or worshipping Narayana. So obviously the higher principle is delivering them back to Godhead. Yeah. But if there's no one to do that, then
You should do.
then they should do it. Yeah. But there's other people there to create the project. But also remember, Narayana gave him Daksha what? What was the blessing he gave?
Benediction to
They
the
will
husband.
continue the same.
Their
thing.
sons
Yeah.
also.
The son will also do that.
Yeah.
So then how come...
Already the Lord's order.
yeah, so what is
He
it?
knows the mood of the Lord.
Yeah, exactly. The higher principle is deliver them. Understand? Yeah, not that that he should have just obeyed, because some people think like that. No, Narada is the one who caused the problem, like that. But that's actually not true. From a mundane point of view, it may appear so. Text 9.
Katam swa
That's why a lot of people commit and lotus product.
Hmm.
Generally they think that he's a troublemaker.
Yeah, but it's not.
Katam swapituradesham
Katam swapituradesham
avidvamsho vipaschitah
avidvamso vipaschitah
anurupam avijnaya
anurupam avijnaya
aho sargam karishyata
aho sargam karishyata.
Alas, your father is omniscient, but you do not know his actual order. Without knowing the actual purpose of your father, how will you create progeny? Text 10.
Shri Shuka uvacha tannisham yatha haryashva
Tannisham haryashva
autpatika manishaya
Autpatika manishaya
vachakutam tu devarshe
Vachakutam tu devarshe
swayam vimamrushurdhiya
Swayam vimamrushurdhiya.
Sri Shukadeva Goswami said, hearing these enigmatic words of Narada Muni, the Haryashvas considered them with their natural intelligence without help from others. We use our natural, we won't even know what he's talking about. Right? Such elevated persons these Haryashvas are. So that's one thing also you have to understand, that we are not at this platform. So for Narada Muni to just say these code words, they picked up immediately. Bang, bang, bang. We may need a class, we may need, go through a whole year dictionary. Then even then we won't surrender.
10 years of class.
Yeah.
Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav,
Whatever.
Bhakti
You can do all the bhakti courses, still we won't want to surrender. So it's interesting to appreciate these personalities, and then we can pray to them to give, their mercy to us also. Text 11.
Bhukshetram jiva samyamya
Bhukshetram jiva samyamya
anadi nija bandhanam
Anadi nija bandhanam
adrishtva tasya nirvanam
Tadrishva tasya nirvanam
kim asat karma bhirbhave
Himasat karma bhave.
The Haryashvas understood the meaning of Narada's words as follows. The word Bhu, the earth, refers to the field of activities. The material body, which is a result of the living being's actions, is his field of activities, and it gives him false designations. Since time immemorial, he has received various types of material bodies, which are the roots of bondage to the material world. If one foolishly engages in temporary fruitive activities, and does not look toward the cessation of this bondage, what will be the benefit of his actions? So they understood like that. In the purport, Prabhupada writes, Narada Muni spoke to the Haryashvas, the sons of Prajapati Daksha, about 10 allegorical subjects. The king, the kingdom, the river, the house, the physical elements, and so forth. After considering these by themselves, the Haryashvas could understand that the living entity engaged in his body seeks happiness but takes no interest in how to become free from his engagement. Right? We get trapped in a body but we don't know how to get out because we're trying to enjoy the body. A few lines down, Prabhupada says, especially in the human form of body, one's duty is to act in such a way that he can release himself from his engagement. But without the instructions of Narada or his representative in the disciplic succession, people blindly engage in bodily activities to enjoy Maya Sukha, flickering temporary happiness. Maya Sukha is also told by Prahlad Maharaj. Next paragraph. Our Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for such enlightenment. What is that? To awaken people from enjoying flickering happiness. Yeah. We are trying to enlighten humanity so that people may come to the understanding that they should work hard in tapasya for self-realization, freedom from the continuous bondage of birth, death, old age and disease in one body after another. That means you do tapasya only for spiritual activity. That's unnecessarily we shouldn't do tapasya. If you do tapasya for something else, is either in the mode of passion or ignorance. So tapasya must always be done for spiritual things. So then it is at least more of goodness. Okay. Maya, however, is very strong. She is expert in putting impediments in the way of this understanding. So the role of Maya is to bewilder us, confuse us. That's her job. You can't get angry with her because she is trying to make us perfect. Yeah. She's a filter, sorting agent. Therefore, sometimes one comes to the Krishna consciousness movement but again falls in the clutches of Maya, not understanding the importance of this movement. You understand what the statement meant? Right? People come here not for spiritual life. They come here for some material things or some position.
Some relief.
Yeah. Or entertainment, not spiritual. Okay. So Prabhupada's point is not understanding what we are trying to do. So that means it also falls on us when we preach. We have to make it clear why they are joining us or why it is important for them to follow what we are teaching.
It takes a little while though to
It is called, that is called
Patience.
purification. Right? If it takes a while, means you give association and purify them. Not you take association, you become. No, it happens, no? So many times devotees will go there and finally end up doing whatever the guy will do. He'll go there and then want to preach, and the guy will say, why don't you help me sell this networking? And you say, okay, I'll do something. Or I may get some money. So then you're thinking materially. Understand the importance of this moment is so important. If we take it for granted, then we will also, when we preach, we will be preaching not seriously. That's the point here. Yeah? Not serious means we are not telling them to go back to Godhead as the goal of life. Right? Correct or not, Radha? Alright, text 12.
एक एवेश्वरस्तुर्यो भगवान् स्वाश्रयः परः
भगवान् स्वाश्रयः परः
तम् अदृष्ट्वा अदृष्ट्वा भावं पुंसः
तम् अदृष्ट्वा भावं पुंसः
किम् असत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्
किमसत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्.
Narada Muni had said that there is a kingdom where there is only one male. The Haryashvas realize the purport of this statement. The only enjoyer is the Supreme Personality of Godhead who observes everything everywhere. He is full of 6 opulences and fully independent of everyone else. He is never subject to the 3 modes of material nature, for he is always transcendental to this material creation. If the members of human society do not understand him, the Supreme, through the advancement in knowledge and activities, but simply work very hard, like cats and dogs, all day and night for temporary happiness, what will be the benefit of their activities? To understand this statement again, you have to know what is the goal of life. Right? Otherwise this won't make sense, Some people say, so what? Everything is in the mind. You accept God, I don't have to accept. Then you say you're not happy, they'll say, no, I'm happy. I've met so many people like that. They say, no, I'm happy. What about when you're sick? No, I'm okay. I take medicine, I'm okay.
It happens. It's good to have something.
Yeah, they'll say, no, then we appreciate life more. So there are people are like that because they don't really understand what goal of life is.
Prabhu, this context I have a question. So whatever they were doing was because they wanted to follow order of Daksha, which is actually, wasn't it kind of a devotional service for them that they had to propagate and procreate?
Yeah, but it's not on a higher level of devotional service.
It's not.
It's more of a sakama kind of thing, It's not the highest level of devotional service. Unless the Lord Himself tells you personally, I want you to do, that means that is the high. But here it's just propagating, progenitors, just creating more population. They were not told what is the goal of life. Remember in the 5th canto, Rishabh said what?
Goal of life.
Not only that, what did he tell? You cannot be a guru, you cannot be a father if you don't
Know how to deliver
deliver yourself. So what was Daksha doing?
Oh, okay.
Right? He wasn't. So it wasn't the highest thing.
Okay.
Creating progenitors, there can be so many other people who can take place. So yeah, correct, he wanted that and they were trying to please the father. There's nothing wrong with that. The father is also their guru, that's nothing wrong. But Narada's purpose is higher. So it supersedes this. And by delivering them, it is not causing any problems to the universe. Whereas when Priyabrata wasn't taking up the role, it was causing a problem because there's no qualified person at that time. That wasn't the situation. At least that's the example I'm trying to show you. Yeah.
Except to the false ego of Daksha.
Oh, that will come later. Okay. Right, so the Lord is transcendental basically, and He advanced Himself. He doesn't take birth like you and me. Whereas we have to take birth, we get destroyed by it. The Lord doesn't go through all those kind of things. So that's the difference between Him and us. Again, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada tries to emphasize this point, that the Lord is spiritual, supreme, whereas we are not at that level. The whole emphasis is again to understand these differences, because it's very hard for us to accept. Until we really accept, even though we take initiation and all, we still don't understand He is supreme, because we don't do it. By our very action and our demeanor, we don't accept it. So therefore you can do so many wonderful things, but it all has to be for His pleasure. Sometimes we will do amazing things also, even within the context of Krishna, but it's still tinged with our pleasure for us. I'm good, right? And then you walk by a mirror, you look and say, yeah, I'm good. I mean, if there's no mirror, in your mind's mirror, you're looking at yourself and thinking how good you are.
Prabhu is so subtle.
I know.
How can you
come out of it. It's all the time. It's like that.
So therefore, often you see in all these purposes, tapasya, austerity, so many things, right?
So what is tapasya other than chanting?
He will mention again 4 regulatory principles and chanting.
And more chanting.
And chanting the holy name. Yeah.
And chanting.
Following fasting.
And serving people who are
Yeah. So those are the angas that support it is preaching, serving. All those are the angas that support these things. This is our austerity. We we restrict. You know. No meat eating, but we can eat prasadam. But then even you can't overeat prasadam. Yeah. Eat for the need. That's all.
for maintenance.
What?
Except for water.
Huh? One burp. One burp acharya. 2 burp acharya. They all have their own philosophy. You eat until 1 burp, eat until 2 burp. And some people never burp. Right?
Some people only burp.
Anyway, yeah, it is like you said, no, it's not easy. So the other thing is you need mercy also to actually make some tangible changes in your life also. And that to change your life you have to perform austerities, and then part of your austerities is to learn how to serve others also. And then beyond that is forgive, forget, being grateful for what I have, you know. Tough, no? When we are not advanced enough, it's very tough. So how do you advance? You associate with people who can do those things, and then you serve them, and then it'll rub off, hopefully. And then you move towards your own goals. Yeah. Otherwise you can read Chaitanya Charitamrita and learn how to associate, how to serve the devotees. But actually you find it much more exciting reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. Here we are trying to understand the devotees' devotion towards Krishna and Krishna's ability to reciprocate. Who is Krishna? What's his form, nature, quality, which is in the Bhagavatam. How to do it is in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Prabhupada Linamrita. Yeah, it's part of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yeah. Yeah. Prabhupada is an extension of the Chaitanya Leela.
Modern pastimes of Lord.
Yeah. Okay. It's but you cannot become despondent thinking, no. Rather you think how can I tap on to these resources, austerities and so on. How to recognize the Supreme Lord in your life, right? Subtle things that you see, favorable, unfavorable. How to connect those things with Krishna, with your spiritual master, with the devotees. Yeah. Sometimes you want to do something, but then you can't do devotional because you have to do that. But if you truly desire to do devotional, so Krishna may arrange that you don't have to do those things. It will be very simple or very subtle. Then you will realize, actually, wow, the Lord has intervened in my life. Yeah. So when you start seeing those things, then you become more grateful, and then you will give up more material things. Like that. Otherwise, as Prabhupada writes in the last couple of sentences, the human beings not to waste their time simply jumping like cats and monkeys without any real benefits. Right? If you don't follow any of the regulated principles, you will be like cats and monkeys. So finally he says the duty of human being is to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? So it starts with chanting. Simply chants with chanting. And then from chanting to service. So together, and serving the deities like that, serving devotees. So that must be the parallel, otherwise you cannot advance. we all think we can advance on our own. That's also wrong. Not possible. Like we were by talking about the Bhagavatam together, we actually all making appreciation, advancement, loving, how to love Krishna more. Because we won't do it on our own anyway.
Difficult.
Huh?
Very difficult.
Very difficult. Even if you try, you may only last for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, then bang, put the book, right? Right. This concerted effort allows you, to increase. Prabhupada wanted 4 hours reading a day for full-time devotees at least, but you're not. So at least now you're doing like almost 2 hours a day, which you won't do anyways. Right? You'll give all kinds of, at least your mind will give you all kinds of reasons not to do. So this is a form of austerity. But it's good austerity. Because the intention behind is that true or not? Yeah, ask yourself, what's in my intention behind coming here? Yeah. Then once you unravel your mind, then you make the adjustments. Otherwise you will trick yourself, your mind will trick you, and you will be best buddies. Exactly.
Jidnyasu Jnani.
Huh?
Jidnyasu Jnani.
Yeah, exactly.
So sometimes we think that we are doing this Bhagavad Gita class, we are teaching other people, but can that also boil down to sense gratification? Like I'm trying to...
It depends how your mood is. Do you want to help them or you want to feel good about it? You have positive thing. It's devotion, but it may be mixed. Bottom line is, are you willing to save them? So even if the guy is a nasty person and you're going to class to teach for his benefit, then that's like Narada Muni meeting Daksha. Yeah. Because he's not taking any offense. He is trying to save the guy. So that's how when you teach Bhakti Shastri, whatever it should be, I hope this guy benefits Prabhupada's books. It shouldn't be, I am so good.
I taught.
Hmm?
I taught them.
Yeah, I thought. What is the value? Actually, we are not teaching. Prabhupada is teaching. Yeah, so we are just biomedias.
Actually, you learn so many things from the students in themselves.
Yes.
Krishna is maybe just
Talking through them.
instrument,
Yes.
but then you just need that connection.
Yes.
That's all. After that, they know way better than what we know.
Yes.
Like they are like much advanced.
Yes.
And their surrender and
Yeah, you see that also. That's very good. Yeah. That's how I learn also from everybody I meet.
So I heard one time Tamal Krishna Maharaj in his class, he was telling that the greatest difficulty of being a sannyasi is sometimes you may have to give initiation to disciples who are more advanced than you.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry. We are not going to.
Don't imagine.
We are not going to go initiating people, so we don't have to worry. Yeah, that is true. So if you are very sincere, you see people more advanced than you, then you have to accept that. Text 13.
पुमानैवैति यद्गत्वा विलस्वर्गं गतो यथा प्रत्यग्धामविदा इह किम् असत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्.
Narada Muni had described that there is a vila, or hole, from which having entered one does not return. The Haryashvas understood the meaning of this allegory. Hardly once as a person who has entered the lower planetary system called Patala been seen to return. Similarly, if one enters the Vaikuntha Dhamma, Pratyak Dhamma, he does not return to this material world. If there is such a place from which, having gone, one does not return to the miserable material condition of life, what is the use of jumping like monkeys in the temporary material world and not seeing or understanding that place? What will be the profit? The bottom line he's saying is, go back to Godhead. Don't hang around here. Don't waste your time in doing other things. So Prabhupada quotes Yad Gatvana Nivartante Tad Dhamma Paramam Mama. There's a region from which, having gone, one does not return to the material. And similarly, that's what he quotes in the next few paragraphs. Many times, if you read the Bhagavad Gita, you find Lord Krishna always telling Arjuna about the spiritual world. Why he has to talk about the spiritual world? Yeah, exactly. One thing is, first of all, you don't know. So he has to tell you there's a better place than this. So after having heard about the better place, what should our desires be? To go back to the better place. Right? But why we don't want to go back to the better place? Right, for example, you should ask yourself, why is it that I'm not able to surrender completely?
Attachments.
Because we think that
No, we're blaming it. Blaming it on the
Still we can think that we can make adjustment here and be happy.
Yeah.
You have hope
Yeah,
of
you can be happy.
happiness. Hope of happiness.
I can somehow adjust and
Still have some control.
yeah. Just like I always give this example that if the chairs all have a pin underneath, sharp pin, and you are used to sitting it, and then you adjust a little bit, you feel better. Right? That's our
It's already pretty.
salvation. Yeah.
But actually,
acupuncture.
and then you won't feel like sitting on the chair without a nail.
There you go.
It's wrong.
No, really, that's how it is, right? Like,
That's called rock bottom.
no, then you want that nail. Otherwise it will actually be different.
No, actually there's two ways. If you are crazy, you want it. If you are normal, then you realize that
That's a problem.
it was a problem from beginning. I was a fool. Yeah. So that's what this is about. Yeah. But that's what we don't want to see, huh?
Everything is an austerity.
And yeah, so mode of ignorance. Austerity in a mode of ignorance. Yeah. Text 14.
Nana Rupatmano Buddhi
Nana-rupatmano buddhi
Svairiniva Gunanvita
Svairiniva gunanvita
Tannishtam Agatasyeha
Tannishtam agatasyeha
Kim Asat Karma Bhirbhave
Kim asat karma virbhave.
Narada Muni had described a woman who is a professional prostitute. The Haryashvas understood the identity of this woman. Mixed with the mode of passion, the unsteady intelligence of every living entity is like a prostitute who changes dresses just to attract one's attention. If one fully engages in temporary fruitive activities, not understanding how this is taking place, what does he actually gain? Very good point. Right? So intelligent and not control means it's like a prostitute. Yeah. Because it always offers you different types of hopes and enjoyment. The intelligence. Because it's not trained, the mind will offer it enjoyment, the intelligence will conclude this is how I can enjoy it. Yeah. I can use this for this, use that for that. So we should understand that. And having said that, Srila Prabhupada also points to the present day's degraded society also. You know, it's a fashion for a woman to go almost naked, covering the lower part of her body only slightly, in order to draw attention of a man to her private parts for sexual enjoyment. It's the same, men also going almost naked. That's what's happening nowadays, right? All the big stars of American movie industry are all walking practically naked. And if any movie has no nakedness, it's not going to get any attention. So the intelligence is gone, right? Prabhupada said, when Draupadi was brought into the court by the Dushashan, and then they were trying to strip her naked, Prabhupada says they are all low class men because they all wanted to see her nakedness. So immediately we should understand this is not the our standard and culture also. It's not our standard. So therefore, when we see such thing, we should understand this is uncultured civilization, low class civilization. So we are not interested in those kind. So Prabhupada says the intelligence of a living entity who does not turn his attention toward Krishna, the Krishna consciousness movement, simply changes dresses like a prostitute. What is the benefit of such foolish intelligence? One should be intelligently conscious in such a way that he no longer change from one body to another, not just change a dress like that. And then at the end, Prabhupada says, one should always be fixed in Krishna consciousness and take the cure of devotional service with firm determination. Right? That means you should reduce bhoga, aishwarya. Okay? Just reduce bhoga and aishwarya. In fact, you shouldn't have even bhoga. It should be prasadam. And then firm determination means also fixed, one pointer, aka Guru Nandana. Otherwise, Bahushaka, you will have many branches, which means the intelligence is trying to figure out, enjoy this. Oh, so wonderful material, so much to enjoy.
So sometimes you see devotees giving up the Aishwarya and again
Going back,
again picking up.
Yeah, because you can't sustain it if you are not convinced of it. You cannot renounce unless you are convinced properly. Which goes back another step, which means if you don't accept Krishna's statements, you cannot perform devotional service properly. Right? Then the term Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Rajo Prayojata doesn't sink in. Right or not? Vairagyam and Jnana must take place if you do it properly. If you don't do the process properly, Jnana and Vairagya cannot take place, and that Jnana will be contaminated. And the Vairagya is just showing off. And then the determination is not for going back to Godhead, but rather to
attract attention
to yourself. That means Aham Brahmasmi. It is. We don't see it. Even though we are practicing, to some extent it's purifying us, but at a very slower rate than we should actually be going at. Because of all this anarthas. Anarthas means what? Unwanted things, which is material things we think we want. We don't really need it.
I heard this one on an example. It's like when you're staying in America collecting rupees.
No.
It's not very useful at all.
Yes.
Oh, it's not going to have any exchange.
Definitely not now with Modi.
Collecting 500 rupees.
Yeah.
500 rupees.
No, people were doing that. You'd be surprised. People were doing they would blame the whole country, say black market, and they themselves would be changing money. Oh, you're going in can I have some rupees I can give you if you give US dollars like that. Now they can't do that, or they'll find some other ways. The biggest crook was part of the minister also. I heard that they raided his home, and his whole home was full of gold bars and money. They found $40 million.
Here, Prabhu, in the US?
India.
In India.
Yeah. One of the ministers.
So many.
So then they realize he can't be the only guy doing it with that much money. So there's a network of people with him. So that's the last I heard. Anyway, yeah. So as Prabhupada says, cure of devotional service with firm devotional determination. You must come out of this lethargy. Wake up, Arjuna. Remember? He tells him, means don't keep thinking I have this, like that. You all have to become like the Haryasvas. One time they hear and that's it. Only one, 2 or 3 slokas gone back to God.
more contents than Brahma Sutra.
Yeah. That's amazing,
We leave it as 3 slokas to work, or even 3 billion will not.
Yeah. I was reading the sloka many times. See how these guys figured it out.
Exalted.
Yeah, very exalted. But you see, then Sukadeva Goswami is giving us
He's there
unraveling it. Then how? Without them, and then Prabhupada gives in the translation more understanding, because some of the words word to word translation won't relate to Prabhupada's ways of translation.
See, all these things in the bracket. Prabhupada's bringing the
Yeah, exactly. He's telling us what it means. His kindness. Alright, we'll stop here. Prabhupada ki jai. See you all tomorrow.